Sue Webley. Welcome to another episode of Inspire. I am Sue Webley. Welcome to another episode of Inspire. All right. Listen, y'all. I don't know what is happening this morning. I look really, really jaggy. There is apparently something's going on with the internet in the area, which I just found out. So, yeah, this is what's happening. This is why it looks jaggy. We had a late start. Afiya's in the back just being so gracious. And she looks fabulous, y'all. She looks fabulous. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. I'm trying to figure out what we should just push forward because I do honor our guest time this morning, and I want to make sure that it is the type of production that all of you who have followed me over the last 2.5 years have become accustomed to. So I have to make a decision, y'all, whether I'm going to go ahead and do this broadcast today or not, or whether we'll just kind of do it on Instagram. You might miss some of y'all. I could post that link on. I know those of you who are joining us on LinkedIn and on Facebook and on YouTube would have to kind of migrate over to Instagram if we did it that way. I hope you can hear me, even though my camera is not doing what it's supposed to do. But that way I'll be able to do it off my mobile and we'll still get an interview in. So I'm going to circumvent all of that. I'm going to bring Afiya up just to get your thoughts on it, Afiya, because I want to hear what you have to say about it. We might have to change and I don't even know if you're up on screen yet. Okay, there it is. There you are. We might have to change where we do it at, but I do want to honor your time.
Oh, I'm fine. Listen, we're good. We can push through. We can stay right here. I think it's going to work out fine. But it's up to you.
Okay. So on my end, okay, Quita saying don't change. So on my end, it's looking very jaggy. I'm getting the internet the internet signal that something's going on with the internet. So the signal is very low. And sometimes when you speak, Afiya, it kind of freezes. But okay, they're saying in the audience that they can hear and see us. So I'm looking on Instagram. I know that I'm frozen right now.
Okay.
Hey, Instagram, let me know. Let me know if I'm jaggy or frozen. And yeah, let me know if I'm jaggy or frozen. Well, you know what? We gonna push through. You're not jaggy and frozen, Afiya. Yeah, you're not jaggy and frozen. So we're gonna push through. We're gonna push
Let's
through
push
as long as you can
through.
hear
Let's
me.
push through.
Yeah,
We
we're
can
gonna
do
push
it.
through this. And this is what we're gonna do. So welcome everyone to another episode of Inspire. I am your host. I am Sue A. Webley. If you just joined us, I'm so grateful that we did have a late start. So I'm so grateful that you are hanging out with us on this Saturday morning. Now, usually when I do my intro, my guest is not already on screen. So if you're just coming in, we're having some tech issues, y'all. And so, so I wanted to bring her up on screen just to get her thoughts on whether we should move platforms or not. But we are going to push through. If you just joined us, again, my name is Sue A. Webley. I am an author, an entrepreneur, an award-winning minister, and Inspire is Inspire is designed to have empowering conversations for positive change. We spotlight those of you who are doing some wonderful things in your communities and in the world. And so as our guests come on and share their tips, tools, and their testimonies with us, we hope that you are inspired to create change in your own life and to do, as the late Dr. Katie Geneva Cannon so eloquently stated, the work that your soul must have. And so right now, we are live. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Instagram and live on LinkedIn. And we're so glad that you have decided to join us this morning. And want to get this housekeeping out the way. I want you to connect, follow, like, and subscribe. So I'm an Inspire with Sue W. Now, if you joined me 2.5 years ago, you know, that was Carol Solutions LLC. Trust and Believe Carol Solutions LLC is still alive and kicking, okay? But that's my business leg, and I'm building out the Inspire leg, the Inspire Network. And so I want people to follow me and Inspire with Sue W on Facebook and on Instagram. And also on TikTok. Like if you're on TikTok, I'm building up my numbers there. I want to be able to bring Inspired to TikTok as well. So I'm Sue A. Webley on TikTok. Go ahead and follow me there. You can also head over to our website at www.getinspired.live. You can watch all of our previous episodes. You can find out more about the show. You can find out more about me. And you can subscribe to our newsletter because we don't want you to miss anything that's happening with Inspire. You can also listen later on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. We're Inspired with Sue on all of those platforms. So now that my guest is here, I'm going to ask you, those of you who are here, what are you sipping on this morning? What are you sipping on this morning? Is it coffee? Is it tea? Is it water? Is it juice? Is it a smoothie? Is it a little something stronger? You know I ain't judging you. What do you have in your cup? What do you have in your cup? You know I got coffee in my cup. So thank you, beloved, for making sure I had coffee this morning. Got coffee in my cup. What do you have in your cup, Afiya?
I have a mocha latte.
What you got in your cup this morning?
A mocha latte. A mocha latte.
Oh, come on, mocha latte. Now, did you make that yourself?
The Keurig did. I added a little razzle dazzle with some whipped cream.
Oh, okay, razzle dazzle with some whipped cream. Now I love me a good mocha latte. That's some good stuff. Right? Listen, I thank God that God created the coffee bean and then gave us the intelligence to roast that thing and put in some hot water and then add some sweetener to it, and for some of us some cream. I'm so grateful for the coffee bean this morning because it is helping us. Yes, Queen is drinking coffee. Do me a favor as you bring in. Do me a favor and share wherever you are joining us from social media. Share it out because we have an amazing guest. And listen, we want people to know about it. We want y'all to come on in and ask your questions, leave your comments for the amazing Afiya. So I want to give you a taste of who this phenomenal woman is. Is looking absolutely gorgeous on the other side of the screen. I want to give you a taste of who she is. If you haven't followed her, if you haven't yet followed her on social media, I want you to go ahead and give a follow. So let's watch this mini compilation of some of her content.
Sean, you be doing too much.
Great job.
us. I took a pocket to poke. Hey, they not like us. I took a pocket to pay. Take it for hey. You a rapper, young whippersnapper. You ain't been through nothing. Have you ever had to leave the studio cause your sugar got low? I got gout in my pinky toe. Hey, did you hear what I said?
Oh, you didn't have to throw me in here like that. Do it again. You lift weights. Let me see your arm. Oh, you smell good too. What's that, Gucci? Burberry? You smell like you taste good. You sound big and strong, like 6'4", 6'5"? So what do you do full time? I know you do this on the side, but what's your full-time job? So are you from the DMV? Are you from the D, the M, or the V? Which one? I'd love to stop by your place. Are we off of, is this Pennsylvania Avenue? Can you stop me over by the 7-Eleven? I need some snacks. I don't know what we're going to do tonight. Do you have any roommates where we're going? Or will we be alone? Ooh, how long we going to ride for? I'm getting hungry. Mr. Kidnapper, you got food? Where we going? Oh, this is my song. Turn it up. You know, I feel like there's a bond between us. You could take these off and this off. I won't tell nobody. Ooh, we must be at your house. We here. Hello? Hello? Hello?
When you think about God's goodness in the grocery store,
Mind regulator. Prince of Peace. Beginning and the end. He's the first and the last. You've been good.
Don't miss our wide selection of bread, dinner, and sandwich rolls too. Simplify your party prep and spend more time enjoying the occasion and verify your student status. We'll save more. Monkey freebies. Download the Saver app today.
Did you feel that? Lift your dirty hands to the king.
Don't have time.
Why am I like this?
Right. When I tell you, I'm sorry, I have to. Sis, you are
Why am
funny.
I like this? Why?
Well, listen, we are so grateful that you are like this. And I started following you earlier this year. It was one of those videos where you were just like, oh, and when I tell you I cried that that you you know that's a divine gift. The way you say that just has everybody cracking up. So we are so grateful for your comedy. We're grateful for your giftedness, right?
Yes.
And for your ability to share that gift with the world, for your ability to make us laugh, because laughter is really good like medicine. It really is. It really is. And so I did not read your bio at the top, but understand from the information that I pulled from your website that you really started this. You started creating like this funny content, this comedic content to help you cope with the passing of your mother in 2020. Can you tell us more about that?
I'd always created content. It was just here and there. I hadn't really taken it seriously. I would do something every once in a while and post it. But of course, in 2020, my mom passed away. She was diagnosed first with breast cancer. And then went into remission, and then unfortunately it spread through other parts of her body. So in 2020, while she was in hospice care, but had some good signs, she passed away due to complications of cancer. And I was immensely depressed. I mean, I'm a very joyful person, very easygoing, and I couldn't get myself out of the bed. I was missing days. I didn't know who I was. I was just all over the place. And there was, I mean, unless someone came over here, there was nothing pulling me out of that. And I remember just being in the bed and being just super sad and having an idea for a video. Just that simple, just having an idea for a video and saying, you know what, let me just get up and do the video. So I got up to do the video and the video went viral. And it was something so simple. I had my dog Chloe she would climb into my robe just for warmth. And I did one of those sounds. Well, tell me your dog isn't clingy without telling me your dog is clingy. And I literally opened up my robe and she was in it. And then I closed the robe up and it went viral. And that
Wow.
was the step. And then I started to create more, and it just pulled me out of depression. It just pulled me out and it gave me something to focus on. Of course, we were in middle pandemic. I mean, it was the height of it too. This was May 2020. So everything's closed. You're ordering everything online. I was working from home. So that gave me purpose, and it gave me something to do with myself. And day by day, it just pulled me out and further out and away from depression. And I haven't stopped.
Wow. Thank you so much. You talk about good grief, right? And so we know that you turned your grief into good grief.
Yes.
How has sharing that story of loss and laughter impacted your healing process and connected you with others?
Ooh, so the more I talk about it, of course, in the beginning, it was hard to talk about it, but the more I talk about it, the more it helps other people find their good grief, if that makes sense. It helps them find a way to, because I mean, your grief is grief. You're grieving the loss of someone. Yeah. We still have the opportunity to still remember them, to think of them, to carry them with us, but to turn that sadness and that sorrow into something good. So sharing it as often as I can, I believe, helps people. And then just the joy of laughter, it pierces the hearts of it. I mean, it pierces through grief. It pierces through depression. It pierces through any and everything. So even just watching these videos somehow just makes an impact and makes its way through all of those stony hearts and hard places. And I get so many inboxes about how their loved one passed away and they are grieving and laughed for the first time in months. And that's why I do, because it did that for me, creating it. So it just makes sense that in creating it, what it did for me, if you watch it, that it would do the same for you.
Yeah. And so that's part of the advice, right? To really, if you're grieving loss, if you are navigating the loss of something, maybe not the loss of a person, but the loss of maybe a job or a friendship or any type of loss, right? A limb, any type of loss, to seek out, to look for joyful things.
Look for joyful things, find laughter. Before you know it, now it's not going to go away, right? But it breaks up that ground. It breaks up that sadness, and it breaks up from keeping you in that place, because it can hold you hostage for a long time, and it will alter your life. I mean, let's just be serious. My mom, me and my sisters, I have two sisters, Stephanie and Jasmine, and we talk about, you know how before Christ and after Christ, not comparing my mom to Jesus Christ, but our lives pivot around before Val and after Val, right? I was this Afiya while my mom was living, right? And then she passed away and I became this Afiya. I had to literally reintroduce myself to myself and everyone else because it completely altered who I was. It's 44 years of having this matriarch in my family, and everything that I am is centered around her, and she passes away. It's like, who am I now? You know, like who am I? Who do I become? And then you want to constantly make them proud. So you want to continue certain legacies and traditions. So yeah, it's grief is tough, but we still have the power to shift it and to make it not be so harsh and not harden us. You know what I mean? It can really harden you. It's going to shift you no matter what, but it can really harden you to becoming someone that maybe you didn't really intend to be, but you just didn't know how to manage through that grief. Grief counseling helped. Understanding the process and where I was within grief and what that meant, and understanding that there are steps in grief, and even though you're in one step and you go to another step, that doesn't mean you won't go back to step one again. You know, I stayed in anger. You know, I stayed angry. I was an angry griever. I didn't understand why others were here and healed, and she was gone. I didn't understand how the God that I served did this. What I felt was to harm me. You know what I mean? Not fully understanding at the time that everything he does is good. Everything he does is good. And I just had to push my way through those dark spaces and turn it around. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. If you're just joining us, we are here with the amazing Afiya Howell. We are pushing through this tech stuff, y'all. So thank you for joining us. Do me a favor if you if you're here, go ahead and share it out. Share it out on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. If you have a question for Afiya, please post it. Make sure that she has the opportunity to respond to your questions. And as always, go ahead and leave your comments for us as well. So Afiya, you've been so you stated earlier that you've always created content. You've been doing this thing for over a decade, huh? You've been doing it for a long time, right? You didn't just start this. So how do you think that you just started just now, right? So how do you think social media has changed? You know, how do you think it has changed the way that we cope and the way that we connect with others?
I love social media. I am one of those pro social media persons. I think it makes a huge impact. We have the power to choose who we follow. We have the power to block who we don't want to follow. And I think in that, it just opens up so much space for us to connect with people who we really don't realize we need in our lives at certain times in our lives. I hope that makes sense. And so I'm a huge fan of social media, not just because they pay me, but because it has just opened up a whole new world that I didn't know existed. And you'll understand this. There are ways we evangelize. Some people go out on the street and they talk about Christ. Some people have bullhorns and they like, come to Jesus, repent, you know. And some of us go to church, but there are opportunities through social media where we can minister to people, where we can evangelize. And I see my page and my content because it is clean, except on Wednesdays when the men are half naked. But you know, just as a way to put out the good news. And share the gospel. Not everybody's saved. Not everybody are they believers. But at the end of the day, just putting out the good news. So I think it's another platform for us to get out the good news and for us to showcase God for me. So I love social. I'm a social media fan. Yeah.
Things and one of the things that I you know Wednesdays are a thing, but one of the things I appreciate about all of your content is that anyone that comes to your page can really pull from it, right? Anyone can feel uplifted and encouraged when they go to the page, regardless of their belief system, regardless of whether they're in church or not, regardless of their theology might be a little different, regardless of their their gender or sexual orientation. Like anyone can go to your page and be uplifted and encouraged, and that's one of the things I really appreciate about your content. Now, y'all, if anyone on here want to see some half naked men, go on her page on Wednesdays.
That's my biggest day. That's the biggest viewed day. So it was one of those things that happened and I couldn't stop because it was like when I didn't do it, people were like, where are the men? Where's O? And so it was one of those things that was in such demand. I couldn't stop doing it. I did it like a few times and it was like, you didn't say O. Where's the O videos? And so it was the people were like, this is what we want, lady. This is why we're following you. So it was one of those things that the people, I mean, it's my most viewed days. I'll get millions of views on Wednesdays.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, it's that. Oh, you got to have to trademark that. Oh,
I know. I'm believe me, I'm working on it. It's like 2,000 trademarks on O. It's spelled different ways. ... Yes, I'm still working through it, but I love the O because it says everything and nothing at the same time.
Yes.
It's loud and silent. Yeah.
Listen, it's hilarious because I mean you're there with your robe and your bonnet a lot of times.
Everywhere.
All, one of the things I love, you'll just pull out some chips from anywhere. You pull it out your bonnet, you'll pull it out
you gotta have a snack.
Listen, you're in the woods, you're in the bathtub, you're behind the shower curtain. Like you put yourself in some of these precarious situations. You're a lifeguard. I mean,
yes. People was like, who let you do that? I said nobody said anything. I just went up there and filmed it and got down.
Please, y'all, please go and check out her content on social media because it would truly make you laugh. So let's pivot a little bit. Let's talk about your music. You are a worship leader, right?
Yeah,
and you're an entertainer. You got some stuff out there.
I have
music out
there. Yes, I do. I believe 2017 and 18, I put it out. I put out No Fear, and then You Are. Yeah, 2 songs I wrote along with my friends Darmon Davis and Chris Lewis of Star Makers. Yep, we worked it out. And Lathan Wood. Yep, we all got together and wrote some music. At the time, No Fear, I just remember being so afraid to just do certain things. And I was really battling fear. Fear had just crippled me. Just to the point that there is an authentic Afiya. I didn't feel I could be her, right? And I didn't feel I could be her and she'd be accepted in every arena of my life. So I put the song out as a tribute to almost this rest in peace to fear. Like, I'm so sick of you. I'm so sick of you running my life. I'm so sick of you keeping me boxed in. And I put it out and it became this anthem to not only me, but so many others. And I mean, I'm fearless now. So it's a song that will forever live with me. I love that song. I love that song.
I love it as well. And for those of you who are watching, I will play that as we close out today. You'll get a chance to view that video. I do love that song. And so we thank you for saying yes to that call as well. Can you share a little bit about your creative process, right, behind your songwriting?
Yes. So I have found that when it's about creating a song, it works best when it affects you, or something you're going through or battling or trying to overcome. For me, so like I said, with No Fear, it was this heavy sense of me just trying to break out and be fearless. And the other one, You Are, it was just this declaration that, you are God. So for me, it's, instead of writing from a place that You know how the thugs back in the day would write rap songs about gang banging and all that stuff, and they lived in the suburbs. And when we found out, we were heartbroken. We was like, wait a minute, you live right here. You talk about you about to gun down everybody. It's that.
Listen,
It's
Wu
that.
Tang was one of them.
Yeah, Wu-Tang. Y'all was living in the suburbs and walking around with baggy pants. Y'all not from there. So it's that same thing for me. It's like writing from a place that is real, true, and genuine, even if it showcases a flaw, even if it says, hey, I'm working through this. I just find that those are the songs that impact people more. It's just authenticity. I just believe we should be authentic in everything we do. And everything we do, and that includes being a writer, being a creative, being on this show. Like, just be genuine. Don't put on, don't be anyone else. Don't pretend you live in in the projects when you live in the suburbs. Just be authentically yourself.
Yeah. And there's a lot to be said for being authentic. I think a lot of us believe that we have to show up differently than who we are to be wanted, to be desired, to be accepted, to get where we want to get in life. And so I often say it's an affront to the divine when we don't live in our full authenticity, no matter what that looks like, right?
Absolutely.
No matter what that looks like, no matter how it may perturb others, it may frustrate others may not agree with it. But when you are authentically who the divine created you to be, right? I believe that makes God smile.
I completely agree, because if you're not being authentic to you, then that means you're being someone else, and that person's already taken. Like, it's already taken. Why are we trying to be someone else? Even if we have no sense of who we are, you have to grasp at something. So I completely agree. The day that I decided that I was going to be myself was the day that I went viral, was the day that I gained hundreds of thousands of followers. When people can tell, people know when you are authentic and organic and when you are not. They can see it a mile away. Doing all those other videos, a little view here and there, a little view here and there. The moment I'm in a bonnet and a robe, standing out in the woods, picking through bushes, a million people are seeing the video, right? No makeup. I was like, every video I had to have makeup on. I didn't want to be going viral with blemishes and all of these things on my face. The moment I just stripped away everything and was outside in a bonnet and a robe, here come the viewers and the followers. What's going on?
Wow. That's a lesson for those of you who are watching.
It's a lesson. Yeah.
It's always better to be yourself. And you're so relatable, Afiya.
Oh,
right?
thank you.
Yeah, no, I believe that one of the reasons why you get those followers, especially when you're in your bonnet and your robe or hanging out with the doggies, because it's like they see themselves in you.
Absolutely.
You put yourself in these you sort of say things that other people may be afraid to say, or do things that other people may be afraid to do or shouldn't do, because some of it is stalkerish. Okay, so don't go ahead.
Some of it, if it were real, if I was really there, I would probably be in jail.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not really there. Thank God.
So again, if you're just joining us, we're hanging out with Afiya Howell, the amazing social media influencer, entertainer, chef. We're going to talk about your cooking in a minute. Worship leader, all of the things, all comedian, all of the things. You better use all your gift. You're like a Jamaican.
I'm gonna use all of them until I run out.
Right, listen, I can say that because I'm from Yard, and so you have 10 jobs. Amen. Your honorary Jamaican today.
Yes.
We're going to take a mini break just for some housekeeping stuff, and then we'll be right back with some more conversation with Afiya. Again, guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning. If you've been hanging out since the beginning, we're kind of a little choppy, but it's all right. We're pushing through this internet and this tech thing this morning. I want to invite you to follow Inspire with Sue W on Facebook and on Instagram. Also, if you happen to be on TikTok, please follow me at Sue A. Webley. I am building up my numbers there because I want to bring Inspire to TikTok. We're on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and on Instagram, and I want to bring it to TikTok. So do me a favor, help me get those numbers up, y'all. Follow me at Sue A. Webley on TikTok. Also, you can head over to our website at www.getinspired.live. You can find out all about the show, watch all of our previous episodes, find out a little bit about me, and you can subscribe to our newsletter. There's some things happening with Inspire and the Inspire Network that we don't want you to miss. So please do us a great big favor and subscribe to our newsletter today on our website. Also, you can listen later on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. You can find us on Inspire with Sue on all of those platforms. If you or somebody that you know on a mission to create change while inspiring others to do the same, we want to hear from you. We want you to join us in conversation on a future episode of Inspire. Again, you can head over to our website at www.getinspired.live to book your appearance today. You can book it right on the site, y'all. Right on the site, there's a tab that you can book your appearance. So go ahead and do that. And you will hear from a member of our team. Now, I told Pastor Yanni that I'm going to do this every single Saturday until she gets her kidney. Our sibling needs a kidney donor. She's in search of potential donors who are fairly healthy, who have the blood types A or O, and who have the courage to commit to surgery and help save her life. And she'd love to share the safety measures with you who may be interested, may be moved to try to help her out. You can reach her and her family at peacepeopleinc@gmail.com. peacepeopleinc@gmail.com to contact Yanni and her family directly. You could also head over to EmeryLivingDonor.org. That's EmeryLivingDonor.org. Fill out that survey and enter her name, Ayanna Davis. Let's do this thing in community, y'all. Let's help Pastor Yanni get her kidney. Let's help her get her kidney. All right. That's it for our housekeeping. We are about to get back into some more conversation with the amazing Afiya Howell. I see you jamming. There's something about that intro music that really
it's great. It's a vibe.
Yeah. You can get a little shoulder shimmy.
Yes.
Thank you again for joining us today. So we talked a little bit about your social media content. We talked a little bit about the music. Cooking is another, right? It's another one of your creative outlets. And do you still do your cooking shows?
I'm going to start back up in a few weeks. And I'm going to be launching like, hey, come back. But yeah, I have season 1. I'm about to start season 2.
Okay. And so season 1 is available on YouTube.
Yes, the Chef Factory.
The Chef Factory. Okay, so I have to go back and watch those. But if you can cook a dish, Afiya, that represents your personality, what dish would that be and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would have to say beef bourguignon. It's an Italian beef stew made with short rib. And it's got a lot of wine in it. It's some hearty vegetables. It's rich. It's a joy to eat. It's one of those dishes that you just eat in a big bowl with some mashed potatoes, in your robe and bonnet, and just enjoy it all together. It's got huge carrots, onions, mushrooms. You can either put red wine in it. People put different things in it, sherry, and it just cooks for a good while. And it's just so rich. And I usually serve it with mashed potatoes on the side and some rustic bread, some baguette, and you just eat it. It's just so happy. It's a warm hug. If you eat beef, that would be Afiya in a bowl.
So that should be you in a bowl. Okay,
that would be Afiya in a bowl. Yes,
Afiya in a bowl. So do you have a particular recipe that you use for it, or?
Yes, I do have a recipe, and I'm actually going to do it in my second season. I'm going to make the beef bourguignon.
Yes, yes. So we have to
Yay.
look out for that.
Yeah.
But please let us know. We have to look out for that.
I'll definitely let you know.
Gina. Okay, so Gina said the notification just loaded and she missed the whole thing. Yes, we've been here. We had a little tech difficulties earlier, Gina. So you can always go back and watch it from the beginning. So, but thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah. So so let's go back because I should have asked this question in connection to your music, right?
Mhm.
So if you could describe your life's journey
Mhm.
using one of your songs. So songs that you put out there or songs that
Mhm.
you've written that nobody knows about yet.
Mhm.
Which song would that be and why?
Ooh. That's a great question. I talked earlier, I'm tossed between No Fear and You Are Jehovah. And
Mm,
because like what I said earlier about that No Fear song, I really was battling fear like hard. And I had the team, Jarmone and Chris was like, what are you working through? And I was like, fear. And it was like, that's what we'll write about.
mm,
So that writing that and really putting that out into the atmosphere, into the universe, whatever you want to call it, that really helped me transcend fear. And then, so I would have to say No Fear because I
mm.
wrote No Fear. You Are Jehovah, I didn't write, but I remixed. And that would be one that if I had to do a secondary one, I would say You Are Jehovah. That's by Eddie James, but I remixed
Mm.
it. Yeah. So that I would have to say No Fear.
Okay. All right. And again, you guys will get an opportunity to hear and listen to, you'll get to watch that
And I
video
have
at the
got
end.
to send you the remix. There's a remix that I
Oh,
never
there's
put
a remix.
out. There's a remix that I never put out
Oh,
that I will
wow.
probably just randomly drop. I have a show in November. I think I sent it to you, but I have a show in November. And I think I'm going to put it out around my birthday for that show. And it's just a remix. I'm actually rapping on this one.
Uh-oh.
You see the
Okay,
shoulders?
rapping.
Look at the shoulders.
Come on, shoulders.
Rapping shoulders.
So you wear so many hats, right?
Do.
You're a singer, you're a comedian, you're a chef, you're a content creator, you do all the things. How do you prioritize your self-care? And how do you maintain a healthy harmony
Yeah.
in your life?
Afiya is very connected to Afiya, and of course, God. I spend a lot of time in prayer and silence, and I'm a big personality, so I know when to come home and be quiet and be silent and save something. So I'm very regimented, and I also have an amazing support group. I wouldn't be where I am without my family and those friends closest to me that'll say, take that down. My sister Stephanie would call and say, hey, I just saw your video. Take it down. And I say, oh, was okay. And she done hung up. And I say, oh, and now go take it down. And I'm the oldest. I don't know how we got like this, but anyway, so yeah, I would say being mindful, like I'm very present. I'm very present in my life and I'm present in what's happening every day. So I take days to do absolutely nothing. A few weeks ago, I didn't post anything on the weekends. I was just exhausted. And I was just like, and I just didn't do anything. I didn't post anything. I didn't create content. And I just took care of of myself. And I have just amazing people around me who just like, hey, let's go get lunch. Hey, let's connect. Let's make sure we're okay. And therapy. I had never struggled in my mental health until my mom passed away.
Wow.
I never really had anxiety. I felt a deep sense of depression. I was just always very upbeat and on the go. And it wasn't until she passed away that I was confronted. I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is this? What is this? And in grief counseling found that I was depressed. So a huge advocate for getting help and talking to someone and checking in with people, even if that means I call and say, "Hey, I need somebody to check in with me.
Mhm.
Can somebody call
Mhm.
me?" Because
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
times we sit back and wait for someone to remember us and say, "Yeah, I'm sure somebody gonna call me soon and check in." And sometimes that's not how it works. Sometimes we need to make the appointment. And I had a standing, appointment to talk through what I was going through. And
Mm.
so all of those things, really, it takes a village, and it takes you being able to say, me, you, whomever, to say, I need help, um, and by any means necessary, I'm going to get that help.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a I know it's a struggle for some people, and I'm grateful that there's been this sort of surge of, hey, get help, hey, go to therapy, because
Yeah.
it's been a taboo thing,
Yeah.
especially in the Black community for such a long, because people, I'm not crazy. I don't want people thinking
Yeah.
I'm crazy. I don't want to share my business. I
With a
don't want people to know my
stranger.
business.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it is really necessary, even
It
just to
is.
talk it out.
The resources alone. I remember my first appointment about grief, and just being able to walk out with a book and printouts of the details of grief and the steps of grief. Within 2 days, I'd learned so much, and I could see where I was. I could place myself. I could say,
Mm.
oh, I'm bartering right now. I'm in
Mhm.
the phase of, well, why didn't you take this person instead of my mama? Why didn't you do this instead of that? And then I'd shift to anger. And so I was able to identify and give things a name, and it helped me to be able to process what I was going through. So just
Yeah.
the resources alone that come with it, learning breathing exercises, learning how to maybe add perspective to what you feel and what
Yeah.
you're perceiving is happening, to be able to step outside of what you perceive and your emotion and say, you know what, maybe this could be that. Just the
Yeah.
tools that I gleaned was life changing.
Mhm.
Life changing. So yeah, therapy.
Yeah, that.
Therapy keeps me sane.
That it would keep therapy will keep you sane.
Yes.
100%. 100%. Thank you so much for joining us today. What's up next? We know I'm gonna share the screen about the show, but I want to hear what your dream is.
Yes.
I want to hear what your dream is. What is your dream before we share
This,
the screen
yeah.
with your show on it? What's your dream for the future?
So very interesting. I'm going to go back. So this was probably December, and I had a full-time job, and the Lord was like, you know, it's time to transition away from this. And
Mhm.
I was just like, oh God, what am I do? Blah, 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 blah. Going through all the things, you know how we do, going through all the things. So probably around May, I really felt a sense of urgency, like, okay, what's happening? So I started looking for employment. Like, is it just me leaving here? Like, okay, God, I feel the urgency. What does this mean? We always need to how. It's like we hear
Right.
you, but how? Okay,
Right.
I hear you, but where? I hear you, but make a way. Open a door, do something, have somebody call me, do something. And couldn't really find anything. So I just kind of stayed. August, I was home very sick with COVID, and I got a call
Mm.
from my job, and they let me go out of
Wow.
nowhere. I was prepared as far as knowing that it was coming. I didn't know how
Yeah.
it was coming,
Yeah.
but I was prepared in knowing. I had cleaned out my office in June. I had nothing there. I was kind of just occupying it as I was there because I knew that there was something going on.
Yeah.
And I was home with COVID, running a fever, and my supervisor called me and said, effective immediately, they've decided to redo the contract without you. And I
Mm.
said, okay. And I had to look around like, okay. Because I knew, right? I didn't know that it would be
Mhm.
that day, and
Yeah.
I was, the circumstances. But I knew. And since then, I've been doing full-time content. Now, this wasn't the plan because I got
Wow.
mortgage. I got mortgage.
Yeah.
I got bills to pay. But that wasn't the plan. So in a way, I'm being thrusted into my dream, which is working full-time for Afiya, for
Wow.
Afiya Howell Media. And what was also awesome was that I hadn't released that I was doing the show. And when I lost the job, I said, I'm going to cancel the show. And between my friends, everybody was like, and God was like, no, I need the show to go on. And I was like, you would say that, right? So I pushed through anyway. And the way that God has provided, I haven't missed a bill. I haven't missed a payment. The show has gone on. The tickets are selling. So I am, in a way, I've been thrusted into that dream of working for myself full time. And it's not easy. It's not easy, but I believe in myself. And I'm just believing that more doors would open. Last week and the week before, I've been getting calls about doing events. I have gotten 2 bookings to host events. One is out of state.
Wow.
It's amazing when you allow God to just thrust you and you really allow him to be that wind, that propels you and just throws you out into everything. And you just have to full on that trust fall. I am completely in trust fall. Now the trust fall is in slow motion, but I've been falling backwards for 3 months, but but I'm in trust fall mode and just trusting him. So I am in the beginning stages of living that dream. And really relying on God to open doors. I would love to travel internationally and nationally and host events. I love hosting parties, events, bar mitzvahs, whatever it is, anniversary parties. I love hosting events. So I've been looking forward to getting those calls and getting for those things. And then, I let you talk about the show. Go ahead.
No, put up. You're going to talk about it. Okay. So tell us about the show that's getting ready to come up, getting ready to happen.
Yay! I'm so excited. So probably, this was probably last year sometime. I said, I want to do something for my birthday. So the show is actually on my birthday. I'll be 47, I believe. I have to ask God, but I'll be 47. And I wanted to do something special. And at first I was going to do like a stand-up comic relief thing. And then I was like, no, I don't think I'm ready for stand-up. But what I do well are skits. What I do well is the editing. What I do well is creating a script and putting it together. And it's not much sometimes being said, and it's funny. So what if I wrote some skits and put them together, got a team together to help me film and do all of that stuff. So started working on it and I moved forward. So it's pretty much like the Dave Chappelle show.
Okay.
Where he had pre-recorded skits that he would play, but he did live commentary. So my friend Jarmon Davis actually was the brain behind that. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do stand-up. I need to shift this into something else. He said, I have an idea. And I took it and ran with it. And he'll be in a couple of the skits. But so I have a few recorded skits that I've been working on since August that so I total maybe about 14 that I have. I did commercials and everything. So I'll do live commentary and then we'll watch the skit on the big screen. It's going to be at Harmony Hall. So I'm within my wheelhouse. And it's my comfort zone. Maybe eventually I can start doing skits live like SNL. But until then, this is what I love to do. So I thought, why not just showcase it and put it out there? And the hopes would be that I could travel because I can do this show by myself. It'll be all on a little USB and I can just show up live and play the skits, right? So that's the plan, is that this could turn into something that I could travel the world and do the show. And of course, have a season. So this would be season 1, then season 2, then season 3 and 4. So that's the plan. That's the plan. I'm so excited about the show.
Oh, we're excited. We're excited along with you. So it's going to be the Harmony Hall Regional Center in Washington.
Fort Washington. Yep.
Fort Washington. Yes. Listen,
Maryland.
y'all, the tickets start at $28.
Y'all got it.
I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Leave it at that. Because they was at the Chris Brown concert and they didn't start at $28.
So I put that the link for the Eventbrite is in the chat right now. So go ahead again. Let's support our dear sister. Let's support Afiya as she launches into the deep.
Launched into the deep. Yeah. Oh my God. Launching into the deep. Trusting God.
Trusting
the
God.
whole way through.
That's how you got to do it. That's how you got to do it. That's how you have to do it. So that link is in the chat, y'all. Let me make sure I put it in put it on
Thanks,
Instagram
Gina.
as well.
Thanks, Gina.
All right. So it's in the chat. What? Come on, Gina.
Gina not playing. Gina not playing.
That's how you support. And if you can't go, share it.
Yeah,
right?
Share it.
Even if you cannot show up, if you can't listen, because not all of us have that 28 them coins, that $28 right now. That's you don't have an extra 28 to share the link, share it out. Support sharing is support as well.
Yep, it is support. And there have been several people who are out of town and can't make it and still purchase a ticket. And I'll be gifting out tickets to youth and those who can't necessarily afford a ticket. I'll have in a few weeks, I'll have people be able to win, those tickets. So that's helpful as well. If you can't make it, if you're out of state, and you won't be in the DMV area and you just want to show support, we will make sure someone uses those tickets. We'll make sure someone occupies that seat. You can bless someone with a ticket.
Yes, you can definitely bless somebody with a ticket. You can pay it forward, and if maybe in the future you could have that on pay-per-view, right? So people could actually download it. You can record it. People can download it and see it that way. Maybe even a virtual option where you'll be live in studio and people could kind of view you that way. So there are many ways. Anyway,
this is just the first. This is the first. There'll be many more opportunities hopefully coming to your city and your state and your country. And that would be amazing. So I will have the event recorded. Okay. And then my team and I will figure out how we're going to put that out. I don't know if it'll be Patreon. I'm not sure yet. How I'll move that out, but I know a lot of people will want to see it. So we'll figure that out, but it will be recorded.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm getting ready to play that song, No Fear. All of you who have joined us, thank you so much for hanging in there with us. Thank you again, Afiya. You can find Afiya at anywhere at I Am Afiya.
Yes.
All over social media at I Am Afiya. If you hear jiggling in the back, that's the dog.
That's okay.
I Am Afiya, and also Afiya Howell Media. Is it LLC.com or just Afiya Howell? Yeah, so
Afiya Howell Media.
Yes, Afiya Howell Media. On the internet. Listen, let's support our dear sis. Let's support our dear sis. Thank you again for joining us as we and I hope to have you back. I wish you continued success and that every desire that you have, that the divine grants it to you, that everywhere that your hand touches, that it be blessed, and everywhere that your feet go be blessed. So thank you again for joining us today. We will have you again. Yes,
please.
Yes, definitely. And so get ready to close out. Thank you all for joining us. Looking forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, I want you to stay lifted. I want you to stay motivated. Most of all, I want you to stay inspired. Let's close out with No Fear.
No fear, I am not afraid. It took time to
here by your grace. I can't go back to that broken place. I've been set free, no longer a slave. God is faithful. God is faithful. I'm not fearful. I'm not fearful. I'll be brave. I'll be brave. No matter what I face. Come on and say, I'll be fearless. God is with me. God is with me. I have courage. I have courage to face any enemy. To fight the enemy. I'll be fearless. I'll be fearless. God is with me. God is with me. Oh, tell me.
Get on this paddle boat right here.
No.
Listen, we can get on the paddle boat. Come on. Look at Kayla. She wants to get on.
I want to get on.
Listen, we can get on the paddle boat.
No fear, no fear. I have been redeemed. I have been redeemed. God sent His Son. He paid the price for me. Paid the price for me.